Yo, guys, welcome back to Undefeated Locals. It's the boys, Marvin and Edgar, finally back after our 30-day hiatus. Our schedules haven't linked up. There's been a lot of stuff going on with Universus, like at our local scene, of course, doing in the local qualifiers and the championships, as well as what you guys see surrounding our faces now. Took the time to really up the quality of the channel, quality of the content. Hopefully, going forward, we'll be able to bring you at least weekly videos. Sometimes every few days, like the days ahead of us, we're going to be bringing you videos back and forth as we've got some pretty sick stuff coming down the line. But first, what we have to talk about is season 2, right?
Yeah, so we just, not just, but we polished up season 2 recently.
Yeah.
We're going to start heading into season 3 here very shortly. So we kind of wanted to go over season 2, the recap, right?
Yeah, state of the game, see what the meta's playing out like.
Exactly. First thing, same thing we always want to bring you guys, right? It's not really the cards that won the RLE anymore, right? We're doing car- the the cards that defined season 2, and
Yeah,
it's kind of
absolutely.
the same things. It's going to be the kind of the same format that you guys have seen before, but here they are, right? These cards.
Yeah, absolutely. We've even seen two of these cards in previous videos that we've done, previous State of the Games. These are the top 3 cards that were featured in every Top Cut list across all 3 regionals this time, right? We
Yeah,
changed up the format a little bit. Instead of focusing on every regional in the NA, we really wanted to get the OCE, the EU, on board with us as well. So we're bringing you the top played cards in all of these regionals combined, the top 3. This just makes sense, right? It's just
yeah.
like chaos
It
decks.
is the season of chaos, right?
Yeah,
For sure, and like all very very good cards. Interesting to not see attacks. Interesting to not see, more influential foundations, more potent foundations. These are spams, right? Like,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, fearsome transformation. It's being like brought on by like a bunch of decks right now. Godzilla obviously being like the forefront of that. Even having like we are seeing so many cards being played, not only in Godzilla but in like Amajiki. Any deck that's playing like Black Abyss, we're seeing all these foundations that like pump our momentum even before we've resolved our first move, right?
yeah, yeah.
So fearsome transformation coming in really heavily there. Basic trainer and easily excited being staples of several formats, right?
Yeah, yeah. These were the staples in the air format and the all format. Like, these cards have been around forever and are going away soon.
Yes,
So
yeah, they're rotating out. So thankfully UVS Games has built in like a fail safe for these types of cards, right? Staples are good, but maybe not when we see them at this scale. To touch up on like the not seeing attacks, I think that like shows that the state of the game is still like it's like still like the heart of universes, right?
yeah.
Because I feel like the attacks is always like the spice of decks, right? That's
Hmm.
always what's changing in people's deck lists. They're always running like some different attack where like you mentioned spam foundations. That's kind of like a staple across every chaos list ever.
Yeah. And like, they're good stuff, right? And like, you'll see there are a few attacks that are being a little overrepresented, because of so many chaos decks existing and so many good chaos cards.
Absolutely.
Which is an interesting. It's interesting that we haven't seen a real chaos format before this, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like the closest we ever got was like Tokiyami, right?
Yeah,
He was just like the single character, like kind of floating the symbol up to the top, and now we have several, which is really interesting.
yeah. Moving on past the top three. I mean, there's only one attack in here, but it's the attack,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Something we've already mentioned: Black Abyss ripping into the top 10 most played cards in season 2.
Yeah. It's interesting, right? All of these are chaos except for that nifty little Botan's coaching right there.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. This card is again just like a staple of like every death deck, right? Like
Yeah.
we've seen so many death decks. Toga 3 is still like one of the most played characters across the season. She may have only topped one of the events, but like characters like that are definitely what's like putting this card online. And the other monster in the room being Rodon. This card was in a lot of void decks because
Yeah.
of that guy.
Yeah.
Everything else though is just again like chaos the format. It's really, really interesting. I've never really seen like a symbol defined this video so much as this Chaos one
Yeah, yeah.
has.
Like we've seen that before in smaller like samples, right? Like NA was running heavily on good or Earth, and
Yeah,
like, but like you would see it across, across every region. There would be slight changes. Doing it all together like this, doing the information, it wasn't even like, oh well, one region just heavily that way. Every region was playing a lot of chaos.
yeah, absolutely. Everybody's trying to be the king of monsters in this little king of monsters right here. Um, but yeah, really interesting top 10 list. Of course, probably by the time we released this video yesterday was the ban and errata update. We saw zero changes.
Hmm.
I think this list, if for season two, this list probably showed that that was the wrong decision, right? Like in the article, it says that we didn't see any like strategies, any playstyles defining the metagame. I believe that our data has proven you wrong,
Yeah,
but that's not to say that I would agree with any of those changes, right?
yeah,
Playing
yeah.
in this format has felt like some of the most diverse strategies I've seen in a long time. This chaos list, this is just the top 10 top cut list, right?
Yeah,
Every
exactly.
player was playing a very good deck. Of course they were, right?
Yeah,
Of course,
we
that's
there
how we get
was still
staples.
a lot of waters. There was still
Yeah,
well, not so much life. Life has had a rough go of it the last couple events, but
yeah,
like there
still
was
some
still a
like
smattering.
diversity. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. Chaco's still out there doing
yeah,
things.
Ochakos,
So
Endeavors,
yeah,
they're still out there
and like coming
ruining
hot off
people's
of
lives.
Godzilla, of course, Chaos is just going to
Oh
be reigning supreme. City
yeah, City
Rampage.
Rampage decks.
Yeah,
Not to mention you have great cards like Black Abyss, like Walk the Dog. Like Armor of the Wolf.
yeah,
These things
100%.
are very good, very easy to play, very straightforward strategies.
Yeah,
And you're of course you're going to see them.
absolutely. All great cards. Now let's get into the top three leaders, right? Which characters are the reason that these are the top 10 cards? Let's find out.
There it is.
The big three, boys, except not. So, pretty much like all heavy hitters, all like either boogeyman of the format or like the king of the monsters himself, right?
Yeah.
We heard all this talk about Amajiki, how scary this character was. And yeah, he is, right? He
Oh
is the
yeah. Oh
menace
yeah.
that we thought he was. Same with Rodon. Right off the rip of the reveal season, everybody, including myself, was on this deck list. Thankfully, we did see a lot of diversity with specifically Rodon, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We've
There's a
seen this
lot of.
character top on every one of his
Hmm.
symbols several times. Very, very cool to see so many differing deck lists, even in symbol deck lists. I've seen the Void list on and off of combined firepower.
Yeah.
Amajiki is just chaos. It's pretty much the same chaos list that everybody's running. Few player choices.
He's getting a few cards every set that are just continuing to push his
Yes,
boundaries.
his the momentum shtick that he's got going on.
Hmm.
And then Godzilla, once again, we kind of rocked it back with some more diversity, especially in the OCE and UK events, the EU event that just happened this couple of weekends ago. We've seen them both Chaos, Earth, have not really seen his other symbol featured at all, but that's because it doesn't have the cool ones.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, overall, again, and so Rodon and Godzilla were heavily featured. Amajiki came in third, closely run up by a few other characters, and then a whole just slew of characters beyond that. We saw like three ponies, we
Yeah,
saw multiple Ghidorahs, we saw a lot of different decks in the top cuts
absolutely.
list.
Amajiki, Ghidorah, the other character that you just mentioned that I've already forgotten, all of these were like tied for like the third. We just made Amajiki have the tiebreaker of most talked about character
Yeah,
this season as well. So he had to be featured in this video, guys. But yeah, there is, again, so much diversity. This is not a video that I want to be like, oh my god, the meta's ruined. It's super not. This is a lot of chaos cards, a lot of the same decks, but there was so much diversity this season. It's absolutely insane the amount of strategies that were not only run but run successfully. Right, Pony guys, I've talked nothing but crap about Pony the whole time since a reveal. I got absolutely decimated in round one by Kevin Broberg on this character, and three people talked with her. Crazy.
yeah, absolutely insane. Speaking of getting axed by Broberg, we ended up going to the St. Louis regional
Absolutely, yeah.
and got washed,
Yeah, we
honestly.
sure did. It was like one of the worst performances I've ever had at a regional, but that's okay, guys. Bad tournaments happen.
Yeah. But going there was a great time nonetheless. We had tons of fun. We saw a lot of the viewers, a lot of the other players. It was a great time. We spoke with some people there.
Yeah, yeah. So many of you guys came up and talked to us. Again, we've mentioned this at the our recap of a event every time. We love you guys. We absolutely love the support. We love you guys coming up and talking to us. Never ever think that we don't. Always, if you see us at these events, come up, say hi, have a talk with us. Always love to see that. We got to talk to Guile and Sean O'Brien, the tournament organizer, and we got to ask them a few questions, right? We're going to show you their thoughts of each question and kind of go over that with you. First question we asked was what was their favorite part of the event, right? The event itself, what was their favorite part of St. Louis? So let's hear from Guile. What was Guile and Sean's favorite parts of St. Louis?
My favorite part is always going to be here with the community. Honestly, getting to see everyone, hang out, shaking hands with everybody. It's been absolutely fun just to get to see all the decks that people are bringing in and just seeing what spice has been being cooked up in the labs. Like, there's some crazy things that were played this weekend that I personally would have never thought of.
Yeah, right? Twisting Azure only deck?
Twisting Azure only deck.
Yeah.
You know, I think my favorite part of the event was a new format we tried this weekend called the Collector's Tournament.
Hell yeah.
So in this tournament, players had to build the swankiest decks possible, receiving points for their deck list for foil cards, additional bonus points for secret rares, extra secret rares, alt arts. They broke out their chromes because they were worth an extra 5 points. And it was cool to see what people put together because that deck also had to function.
Right.
To win the grand prize, you had to survive an untimed round against the first and second place players had to survive an untimed round. So it had to be a functioning deck, but also a swanky, expensive deck.
Absolutely. They had to win a match, right?
That's right.
100%. Yeah, that was a very, very sick part of the event. And that's their answer, guys. You heard it from them. That was their favorite parts of St. Louis, and I can definitely agree, right? The Collectors Tournament was actually just so insane.
Yeah, they definitely, it's going to be one of those events where I love to see them build onto it, make it bigger, better,
Absolutely.
stronger, faster.
100%, dude. You could do so much with this event. We've seen it in other trading card games, namely Grand Archive, Flesh and Blood. They both have very, very big, like, collectors level tournaments play out at their events. Would be very, very cool to see these officially supported with even, like, different pricing, right?
Yeah.
Would be so, so sick. But yeah, that's what their favorite parts of the event, and we couldn't agree more. The event was so, so good.
Yeah, seeing you guys, seeing new events, it was a great time. Go to Atlanta.
Yes, go to Atlanta. Next question that we asked the boys is what they're most looking forward to in Universus as a whole, right?
Yeah.
What's coming down the line that they're most excited for? Is it a product? Is it an event? Let's find out right from the source.
Challenger Series is the big hype thing for me. I mean, AOT is coming, which I'm excited about that.
Absolutely.
But looking at the Challenger Series, we've got coming Tekken's coming back to Universus after 16 years, right? So Tekken's coming back. Star Trek, which I think is one of the biggest licenses ever. So getting lower decks is huge. I mean, I'm still super hype about Godzilla. That's my favorite license ever in Universus. I have a master set of all the alt arts. So Challenger Series is big for me. AOT is going to be huge as well, but for me personally, I want to see what they come up with for Challenger next year.
Honestly, I know it's going to sound the kind of cliche because it's the next release coming out. I'm real excited for AOT.
Hell yeah.
I think there's a lot of cool things coming out in AOT. I know people have been looking at it, kind of thinking on it. I think once you guys get to see the full package, it's going to be an absolutely amazing time. It's going to be one of our coolest sets that we're putting out, and I honestly think a lot of people are going to enjoy it, love it. They're going to play a ton of it, and they're going to see a lot more new players coming in and experiencing that joy of being a first-time UVS player.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really easy set to get onboarded into, and we convinced Lenoco here to throw horses and potatoes at people instead of Minetta.
Oh, instead of?
Instead of!
I told this was a double D. Oh, no!
There it is, guys. That's their favorite parts. That's what they're most looking forward to. And again, I couldn't agree more. The Challenger decks are absolutely insane. The Godzilla product itself has been the hypest thing that's come to Universus since I've been playing this card game.
Yeah, definitely. Like the idea that they get to test out fresh IPs with the Challenger series without having to dedicate the investment to a whole set, right? Uh, we know that Godzilla is huge now, and maybe we'll see more of that coming down the line. Seeing new things like Tekken, Star Trek, all of these things are amazing, and like Sean said, I can't wait to see what Challenger series are coming out for us next year.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, Attack on Titan is the easy answer because it's huge, right? AOT is going to rock into this metagame. Such a big property to get. We're already launching with 2 sets back to back, right? That's
Mhm.
got to be absolutely insane. So looking forward to Universus products coming out. And that brings us to the last question. Do you guys think we can expect to see both Guile and Sean in Atlanta with us? We're going to be there. Are they? Let's hear it.
Of course. I'm so excited. I'm so ready to be down in Atlanta. It's going to be a fantastic time. I think it's going to be this regional was one of the biggest we've had this year.
Yeah.
We're going to outclass it in the next one. And I'm expecting to see every one of you guys there as well.
Hell yeah. Thanks, man.
Anytime.
I will be in Atlanta. I don't know in what capacity yet.
Okay.
I can tell everybody at home with confidence that I'm not the event organizer for Atlanta.
Nice. Unfortunate.
I have a pretty good idea who is, which means I know it's going to be a fantastically run event. I have not locked in yet if I'm going to be there as a judge, if I'm going to be there as a vendor, or, y'all could be in trouble. I could show up and play.
Absolutely. I've seen you play. This man made me wait for my Top Cuts match in Pasadena when he played a 3-hour recovery game.
I paid for unlimited time. You don't buy a phone plan with unlimited minutes and use like 10 of them. I paid for unlimited time. I paid for 60-minute rounds in Swiss. I'm getting my full Universus value.
I love that. But yeah, you guys heard it here first. Maybe the TO in Atlanta already has Sean O'Brien's approval. Crazy. Thank you so much for being with us today, Sean, and thanks for the great event.
Thank you very much. We'll see everybody soon.
Absolutely. Of course they're going to be in Atlanta, guys. Of course they are. Heard it from Sean. He's not organizing the event this time. He did give us the inside scoop on that, but he knows the person that is and is giving it the Rochester seal of approval. Very, very excited stuff to hear. And Guile's at all of them, right? Where else is he going to eat packs? But yeah, guys, you heard it there right from the source. Very, very cool. I cannot thank Sean and Guile enough for even allowing us to do those videos. It was a dope event. What a cool experience. And that'll finish the thoughts of Sean and Guile.
The big thing here, right? The hype for season 3, going into the Atlanta regional for us. Looking at the Attack on Titan cards that are going to really mix up the format, I think.
Absolutely.
There's, we're going to make a video talking about those cards later. We're not going to include it here, but those cards, there's so many of them.
Yeah, 100%. 300 cards ripping right into the metagame is absolutely insane. No matter how, wishy-washy you are on the set, there's going to be so many changes to the overall metagame, to spam foundations, to our attack lineups, characters. There's 3 characters on Attack on Titan that I'm super high on right now. And it's just going to add to the hype of these events, right? A brand new set. We get to play, again, a different format in every event, in every season. Feels super sick. This would be the one time you'll be playing the Attack on Titan format. We cannot stress this enough. Go to Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
Sign up for these events. It is so worth it. The hype has just increased, right? Vegas, we felt, was pretty good. It was a good start to some new changes that UVS Games is trying to make. St. Louis saw all of those come to fruition, and even more changes by Sean O'Brien himself, adding in that collectors tournament. That tournament was so sick, guys. Come to these events and convince UVS Games to make this just a thing going forward.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly, guys. The bigger that we can get these events, the better. The more people that show up to them, the better they're going to get.
Absolutely.
Level Up was insane. Atlanta, for not being at a major convention, was still pretty freaking amazing.
Oh yeah, it was in such a small little town, no like nothing around the convention center whatsoever, and one of the biggest regionals in UVS games history. St. Louis was absolutely freaking amazing, and I think this one can be even better, right?
Yeah.
We've had our events get to 300-400 people at Nats. I would love to see that at a regional level events as well. So let's make it happen. Come to these events. We're telling you right now, if you can make it, they're super worth it.
Yeah. Beyond that, we will be having another video here for you guys shortly.
Yeah. Got some Attack on Titan stuff coming up. Of course, the video that we always bring you guys. All these content creators are releasing their tier list, telling you the best characters for standard. Truth of the matter is, nobody actually knows, man.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. None of these people know. But what we do know, what we can tell you right now, for your event on Friday, I'm going to give you a tier list of the best characters to be playing in your sealed and draft list. I'll give you a hint. If your store is running draft, tell them don't.
Yeah. Play the new
Play
format.
the new draft format, guys. Tell your tournament organizers, let your LJSs know. Read that news article. UVS Games is not wrong. I do not think this set is very draftable. Potentially actually impossible.
Yeah.
But
we'll get into that in that video.
yeah, we'll get into that in that video. There's a lot of fun stuff coming down the line. Got some deck lists coming for you guys. A whole bunch of stuff. Hopefully not every 30 days. Let us know what you guys think about the new overlays in the comments. And up top, please like, comment, subscribe, and join our Discord. If we're not posting videos, we do post in there daily.
Yeah, we're in the Discord daily. So, other than that, thanks for joining us, guys. It's been too long. We hope to make some more videos for you. Peace.